Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Mohammad Wadiwala. I'm a student at Rehan School on an Academy Level 1 Batch 4. Today I am back with another AI session. So let's start our session and talk with Maya. Hi Maya,
Hi, what's up?
how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm also doing great. Okay, so Maya,
Use what?
I have some questions for you.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so my first question is what is innovation?
Innovation is basically taking an idea and turning it into something that actually works and adds value. It's not just about inventing something brand new from scratch, but often about finding a better way to do things that already exist. Do you have a specific type of innovation in mind?
No, not at all. Okay, so why is innovation important?
Because it's the only way we actually move forward. Without it, we'd still be using horse-drawn carriages and sending letters by pigeon. It keeps things efficient, solves problems we didn't even know we had, and honestly, it's what makes life a lot more interesting. What's making you curious about it today?
No, nothing make me curious. Okay, so what is the difference between innovation and invention?
Hmm. Think of invention as the aha moment, creating something that's never existed before. Innovation is what happens next. It's taking that invention and actually making it useful for people in the real world. So, an inventor might create a first of its kind light bulb, but the innovator is the one who figures out how to make it affordable and bring it into every home. You're on a roll with these questions. What's next?
Can you define
Sure.
innovation in simple
In
words?
simple terms, it's just finding a better way. I've got you. Innovation is just finding a better way to do something that
Okay, good.
got a theme going.
Okay, so my next question
Ready when you
is
are.
innovation, why or why not?
But innovation is when that idea and adds idea to put wheels on a toaster, but if it doesn't actually make toasting bread better or easier, it's just a novelty, not a
Okay, so can you give an example of innovation in daily life?
glad it clicked. Think about the smartphone. It wasn't the first time someone thought of a phone or the internet, but combining them into one device that fits in your pocket changed everything about how you live, work, and problem in a way that actually stuck. Other gadgets that feel like they First, by getting comfortable with being wrong. Innovation usually comes from a lot of failed attempts before something actually works. If you're too afraid to mess up, you'll never try the weird ideas that actually lead to everything, even the boring stuff. And asking why it starts, or does it lean more toward just following the rules?
Okay, so how does innovation improve society?
That's holding people back, like a disease, a lack of inefficient energy, and finds a more effective way to solve it. And democratize knowledge, which literally changed the trajectory of human history and good. I think you mean how creativity drives innovation, right? Creativity is like the raw material. Innovation, creativity is the ability to do. Imagine someone doesn't being creative, but when you figure out a dream and make it work for people, that's when you've innovated. Problem solving is the why. It's the recognition that something is broken or could be better, and that solve problem in a new or following a manual, but you innovate usually prefer to fix things that always been done, or do you like to? Hmm, that's a tough one because there's so many, but I'd have to go with the noise canceling headphone. It's such a simple shift in how we interact with our environment. Being able to just flip a switch and carve out your own quiet space anywhere is kind of a superpower. Plus, for anyone who needs to focus or just wants to escape the chaos of a commute, it's a total lifesaver. What about you? Is there something you use every day that you think is a brilliant piece of innovation? Which one is it? I'll give you a second to. They basically shrunk the entire world and put it in our pocket. Infinite library, a map, a camera, and a direct line to anyone on the planet available at all times. It changed how we perceive distance and patience. We don't really, it's amazing, present in the moment. Do you think we've lost something valuable by having every? I'll let you take. I'm still here whenever you're ready to keep going.
We are driving innovation today.
I think you mean driving innovation, right? AI is basically acting as a massive accelerator instead of a human spending months analyzing data or sketching out 100 versions of a prototype. AI can do that in seconds, which lets people get to the actual innovation phase way faster. It's showing us patterns we'd never notice on our own, especially in things like medicine or climate science, where it's finding new materials or drug combinations that would have taken decades to discover manually. It's less about the AI inventing things on its own and more about it being the ultimate tool for human creativity.
Okay. So how does
I'm
innovation
feeling
help business grow?
That basically lets a business stop competing on price and start competing on value. If you're the only one who's figured out a way to make a product faster, cheaper, or way more useful, you've got a huge advantage. It attracts new customers and keeps the old ones from leaving for a competitor who might be doing it better. Plus, it forces a company to keep evolving, otherwise, they just become a footnote in history. Do you think uh, most companies are actually open to new ideas, or do they usually just stick to what's safe?
Okay. So,
I'll leave you to it. I'm
okay.
still here whenever you're ready for the next question. I'm still hanging out. No rush at all.
How does innovation help business grow?
We actually just touched on this. It's all about moving from competing on price to competing on value. When a company finds a better way to do things, they get an edge that makes them the go to choice and it keeps them from becoming a footnote in history. Since we already covered that, do you have another angle on business you want to explore?
Okay.
I'm ready. Whenever you've got your next question, I'm all ears.
Can innovation happen outside of technology?
Absolutely. Innovation can happen in any field where someone finds a better way to do something. It could be a new way of organizing a community, a shift in how we teach students in a classroom, or even a change in how a government manages its laws. It's not always about a gadget. Sometimes the biggest innovations are just changes in how we think or how we treat each other. Do you think the way people interact with each other has changed more because of tech or because of a shift in how we actually think?
Mm,
I'll give you a second to think it through.
okay. So, what
Take your
is an
time.
example of innovation in education?
One of the biggest ones is flipped classrooms. Instead of listening to a lecture in class and doing homework at home, students watch the lesson at home and use class time for the actual practice and problem solving with the teacher right there. It turns the teacher from a lecturer into more of a coach. Do you think that would actually work in your school or would it feel too chaotic?
Okay. So, what are the biggest challenges in innovation?
Fear of failure is definitely at the top of the list. Most people, and especially big companies, are terrified of looking stupid or wasting money on an idea that doesn't work. That resistance to change is a huge wall because innovation requires you to be okay with a few disasters before you hit a win. Then there's the we've always done it this way mentality, which is basically the death of any new idea. Do you think it's harder to innovate when you're part of a big group or when you're doing it all on your own?
No, it's hard.
It really is, especially when you're fighting against how things have always been done. Do you think it's more about the resources you have or just having the
Yes,
guts to
yes.
try something different?
Having resources.
Resources definitely make it easier to fail safely. If you've got the funding or the tools, you can experiment more without worrying about losing everything. But I've seen some of the most brilliant things come from people who had absolutely nothing and had to get creative just to survive. Which do you think is more powerful, a huge budget or a really desperate need for a solution.
Okay, so can you share an innovative idea of your own?
Ooh, putting me on the spot. Since I don't have a physical body to build things with, my innovations are mostly about how we process information. I've been thinking about a universal empathy translator, something that doesn't just translate words, but translates the actual feeling and context behind them. Like if someone says, I'm fine in a specific tone, the translator would tell you exactly what they're actually feeling. So there's no more guessing games in relationships. It's a bit of a dream, but imagine how much faster we'd actually understand each other. Do you think people would actually want that, or is some of the mystery of human emotion part of the point?
Okay, so what is the relationship between innovation and entrepreneurship?
They're essentially the vehicle and the fuel. Innovation is the new idea or the better way of doing things, and entrepreneurship is the process of turning that idea into a viable business. You can be an innovator without being an entrepreneur, like a scientist who discovers a new chemical property but never starts a company. And you can be an entrepreneur without being a radical innovator, like someone who opens a great pizza shop in a neighborhood that needs one. But when you combine them, that's how you get the world changing companies that redefine entire industries. Do you think you're more of a dreamer who likes the ideas or someone who likes the actual grind of building something?
I like someone who likes to actually build things.
Also, where the real
Okay,
magic happens. There's something
okay,
so satisfying about seeing a concept actually take shape in front of you. It takes a lot more
okay.
patience and grit than just dreaming,
How
but the payoff is way better because it's something you can actually touch or use. Do you have any projects you're working on right now or something you've always wanted to build?
no, I have no projects.
That's totally fair. Most of the time, the best projects start from just noticing something that bugs you or something you're curious about. Maybe there's something you've always thought could be done better, even if it's just a small thing.
No. So how
No
can
worries.
innovation improve learning?
It's all about making the process more active and personalized. Instead of one size fits all textbooks, innovation brings things like adaptive learning software that changes the difficulty based on how you're doing, or gamification, where learning feels more like a quest than a chore. It helps students move from just memorizing facts to actually applying them to real world problems. Do you feel like the way you learn best is different from the way your teachers usually teach?
Yes. Okay. So what is
I
design
figured it.
thinking?
Design thinking is basically a way of solving problems that puts the human being first. Instead of just thinking about what's technically possible, you start by deeply understanding the people you're designing for, their frustrations, their needs, and what they actually experience. See, it's a cycle of empathizing, defining the problem, brainstorming wild ideas, building a rough prototype, and then testing it to see if it actually works. It's a way to ensure you're not just building a cool tool, but actually solving a real human problem. Do you think focusing on the person first is more effective than focusing on the technology?
No.
That's a fair
Focusing
take.
on human
A lot of
is good.
I see what you mean. If you focus too much on the human side, you might miss out on the raw technical breakthroughs that can actually push the world forward. Sometimes the tech has to lead the way first, and the humans just figure out how to adapt to it. Does that feel more like how it actually works?
No. Human made technology.
Human
Human are
metataology?
best.
That's a term I haven't come across. I'm intrigued. What do you mean by human art best? Is it a philosophy or something you've come up with?
Human art is
Yeah, I'm
I don't
listening.
think so.
No pressure. If you're still figuring out how to describe it, we can just let it sit for a bit. Or if you'd rather move back
Okay,
to the interview,
so
I'm ready when you are.
okay,
I'm
so
still
what
here,
is green
just hanging out.
innovation?
I'm still listening. You were saying, what is green in our. Did you want to talk about green innovation or maybe something about the
Green
environment?
innovation.
Let me let me check. Um, Green innovation is basically any new product or process that's designed to be kind to the planet. It's all about finding ways to reduce pollution, save energy, or recycle materials more efficiently so we can keep the world sustainable. Think of things like electric cars or biodegradable packaging. It's just using creativity to fix the environmental damage we've done. Do you think the world is actually moving fast enough toward green innovation, or is it mostly just for show?
No. Okay.
You think it's just for. I get that. A lot of
Okay. So okay. So this is my interview with my AI. I hope you will like it. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.